I am fantastic. I'm excited to get going here at Jeddah. Of course, a banger in Bahrain that I was unfortunately sidelined for, but I'm very happy to get going and see what these guys can do in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia here. Yeah, it's one of those circuits where it's very unforgiving. So you have to be mistake free essentially, and you really got to just got to survive. We were talking about it earlier in the kind of the driver's briefing ahead of time. It's a race. You got to be careful. You got to be mindful of yellows. I think we'll see a little bit of a safety car parade if things get out of hand. So it's going to be fun though, nonetheless, for us to take a look in the booth and see some of the premier driving that the Buster Racing League has. If the guys in the truck could figure out screens, just gonna have to communicate with the good old race director. Yeah, and Eric, competitor, definitely a guy that does not like seeing a below top 5 finish. And the car that he has, I don't think that he should. Of course, a really solid performance in Bahrain, sitting on the podium. I'm excited to see what he's able to pull out here in Jeddah. Put a lot of practice in, but it's going to come down to again surviving, making sure that nothing goes wrong. You got a couple blind corners, as you can see, going through Jeddah. So it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be a theme. You'll hear me talk about it a lot. Of just making it through, making it happen. And yeah, some incidents, and I think it is definitely some strategery from the American team, avoiding the early on cluster that'll semi-imminent. I'm really hoping. We had a great first lap in Bahrain. Sitting there, of course, wasn't there, but I was watching, and it looked fantastic for the first couple laps. I will say, darkness. Our buddy Adam, the broken wing in qualifying one, bonked the wall a little bit. But yeah, if you're able to navigate that early traffic, this Haas strategy may come in handy. I think that's the nature of the train that we're getting through these twisty little bits here. This track is just one kind of big S that goes in a circle. It makes for some exciting qualifying time, that's for sure. As you noted, these guys are they're all within a second of each other. LA King's Dave wanting to compete, probably wanting to get into the 28s. He's probably not satisfied with that 129. We're seeing the Aston Martin Mike come in. Of course, Oxlong also wanting to put in a pretty solid drive. Hasn't really proved himself so far. but we'll see what he can do with Aston Martin. Of course, his teammate, he's got some pretty big shoes to fill. His teammate winning last season. So,
thank you, Kevin, for pointing out some technical difficulties. We are pretty low production here. We do have we had some technical issues, but the mic's working now. Thank you, Kevin. So we were back.
So everybody could hear me, but they couldn't hear you.
Yeah, they couldn't hear me.
That's awesome. I mean, in all honesty, if that was the case for the entire race, that would have been pretty solid.
I know, right?
Pretty sweet voice. So, unfortunately, Dave knows what he's talking about more than I do. Also, big shout out to Louis Ricard in chat. It is very, very early in the morning for our Scottish brethren there.
Yo, all the way from Scotland. Thank you.
All the way from Scotland, Louis Rick, LMP driver for the Box 3 Motorsports.
It's nice to see
redacted.
It's nice to see some cross promotion, so to speak. Yeah, drivers
cross contamination.
Yeah, you got drivers from all over checking out the BRL. That's good. That's what you like to see. This is a racers league. That's for sure. Hey, Carter putting his 100%. Car in P9, the 129.8.
Yeah, the commissioner probably not super happy, barely squeaking out of Q1 here.
Probably not. His teammate here, Adam, gonna have to set a time here because he has not set a time yet. Currently setting P13 as it would stand on the grid.
Yes, with the DNF. So broken wing, I think they're fixing that. So I really love the look of this Williams car. Admittedly, the little Duracell ad on top of the air vent.
She's a beaut.
Man, it's a chef's kiss, man. I am a little biased, of course. So
she is a beaut, Clark. Where you got Nick and Randy coming out, gonna get their second lap started as we have 10 minutes to go.
And we get a train of a couple Alpines, a Red Bull sandwich, a Red Bull sandwich between some Alpines, I should say. So you got LA Kings Dave and none other than the Sexy Pigeon coming out. Maybe trying to create a gap here. So those guys also wanting to really, really fly tonight. No pun intended, being Sexy Pigeon. But they podium for Sexy Pigeon last race. So
he won. Unfortunately, he's a reserve driver, so his points don't count in the drivers' championship.
Yeah, we'll see if maybe this race can change him over to a full timer.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. You never know. He does want to go be a weeaboo in Japan, and I mean, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that when you could, race in the very prestigious BRL, where we are the pinnacle of esports here?
In all honesty, just take the team with you, and we'll hold a one-off race at Suzuka when you're in Japan. We may have some ties with Motegi or Fuji, maybe. So we'll see.
Oh, Adam goes into the wall a little bit there.
Ooh, big bonk.
that is a bonk.
Let's see if he's gonna have to fix another wing.
He sets a time.
Stayed secured.
Gonna put him at P13 with a 131. Well off pace there, but you never know. Might be able to improve.
4 seconds off the pace. Applied to be the safety car driver for the BRL, which was kind of interesting.
Unfortunately, not an open position. Burton Maylander still at it. We're gonna ride around with newcomer here. How's my Bugtov?
Man, what a legend, a Formula One racing legend. One of the faster guys in Formula One. Loves the drive. Very competitive. His nickname is Coach. One of the guys in the paddock that is just always talking about strategy and where to brake, where to accelerate. Really trying to find the next level and an apex hunter, if you will.
Apex Hunter? Is that like MILF Hunter? but for Apexes?
Yes, yeah. He's, I cannot confirm or deny if he's into cougars or not, but my best guess is probably. Also loving the bright green helmet on Azmat Bogotov, really blending in with the. Oh, look at that, Randy coming in with a 128.0. Someone is not messing around. Big lockup as he comes in.
Up by 4/10.
Whew. Whew.
Randy setting the pace.
Mike Oxlong on a bit of a flyer right now. He's on his out lap currently, warming up those tires.
Yeah, so far Osmond here, he's got 2 green sectors here as he's coming around this final turn. He keeps it tight on that exit. Oh, we got Pigeon going fast as well. The 127.9. First driver to break the 127s. Osmond, I believe, is going to be staying P8. He sets a 129.3.
Yeah, like I said, a guy that wants to constantly improve, wants to get better. He bumped himself up a little bit. But yeah, that I think we're going to see a Randy Oxlong and Fly By Night kind of duke it out here in Jeddah. I love Pigeon setting that time, just stamping it. Like, no, you're not going to outdo me.
Yeah. Now, here's a question. Mike and Nick, both teammates at Aston Martin, both currently sitting 3 and 4. If you're Aston Martin, do you let them fight it out, or do you give team orders?
I don't know. The thing is with Nick, or Fly By Night as he's known, it's a tough call. You have a guy that just won a drivers' championship, probably feeling really confident, feeling really comfortable, of course, with a new team. I don't know. It is definitely a tough call. It's the reason that I'm not in the paddock, right? It's the reason I'm in the booth and a former driver.
Yeah, man.
But they definitely do have a solid lineup here. As you can tell, being 3 and 4 is a great spot, but I see Knight wanting to jump Mike for sure.
We saw Carter getting a little squirrely there on his lap. He needs to improve. He's currently sitting P9.
Also, Haas Montana, podium sitter in Bahrain, sitting P14. Just taking a look at times. Just kind of vibing right now in that Haas garage.
The vibes are immaculate, as they say.
Yeah, I think I heard some Kenny Loggins coming from the garage earlier today.
That's right. Kenny Loggins, the official music provider for Gerard, Peter Gasoline. But you know, I think it's in the contract that Kenny Loggins, at least one Kenny Loggins song has to be played in the garage on the team playlist.
I almost said The Gambler, and I realized that was the wrong dude. So I'm glad I cut my mouth shut. But now everybody knows I'm an idiot. Asman Bogotov looking to snake his way in. We got 4 minutes left in the quali session. You got any predictions for this one? Any bets?
I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? I'm gonna say Eric gets in a top 3 spot, and I'm gonna say Nick also improves to, I'm gonna say 1 or 2. It's really tough.
Question: which Eric?
Yes.
Okay. Good way to cover. Good way to cover the base. What was the second part of that?
I think Nick ends up in P1 or P2.
Okay. Of course, current Yitcows Racing driver, Fly By Night, Nick of Aston Martin. Big shout out to him. I'm a little biased. I'm gonna root for Nick a little bit. I think that he gets on the podium, and I've got Haas Montana getting the W tonight. That's who I voted on Twitter. So I think we're gonna go with a current and a former Yitcows Racing driver getting some serious damage done, and I have LA Kings Dave with a retiree.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What are the betting odds on that one, since Dave has a gambling problem?
Yeah, we've seen Dave go through multiple betting apps. DraftKings has banned him. FanDuel is absolutely furious with him.
We got a message here from the head of the Jordo Drivers Motorsports Driver Academy chiming in. How are the Jordo Driver Academy drivers doing? I gotta tell you right now, Sam is running P11, and Canadian Eric is running P10. So you got one driver in the points, one driver just outside of the points.
Also, I'm a little bummed that we don't stream on Kick. I think Canadian Eric would probably enjoy that a little bit more. Get some money in there. Loving the bright yellow and red helmet. I just had Taco Bell, but it makes me want McDonald's. Slow, we didn't teach them that.
Oh, Pigeon bonks the wall.
Highly doubt that.
I think,
I mean, this
the wing looks intact, but
could have some little outside damage. But yeah, I mean he's still cooking. The thing with this track is it is just, you know, we talked about it in the open. It's a little unforgiving. Reminds me a lot of you know, Monaco-esque. It's a little bit more open than Monaco. You get a little bit more runoff than Monaco, but at the same time, I mean, you make a mistake and you're in the wall, and if you really make a mistake, you're running out onto the course. So it is an interesting one. We saw some great fights in some other leagues. You know, Formula One, the Premier League. Besides us, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
They're a little bit the feeder league. You know, you got Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen having a great fight here in 2021, I believe. Or
yeah, you know, they're promising. They look to be promising prospects, but it's gonna be a little hard to find them a seat. Randy here's gonna get his lap started though.
This is almost like a faster Monaco. I mean, we're 127 lap times. You're right there, Sea Monkeys. But I'm just talking about the claustrophobia, if you will, of having the walls right next to you.
I had something I was going to say for great analysis, but
yeah, no, I absolutely interrupted you.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. Now I remember. You know, we were talking to the drivers in our pre-production meeting. You know, just to get some basic insights on what they're going through and what their mindset coming in. And multiple drivers mentioned this was going to be a drive to survive, so to speak.
Hey, yeah, nice plug. Yeah, again, we talked about it in the open. We sound kind of like a broken record. Race of attrition, as it's known. You know, if you make it, essentially, if you're able to make all 25 laps, you're going to be on the podium. With how on the limit these guys are, we'll call it that. How on the limit these guys are, just absolutely pushing. So. But pretty exciting, really, really close qualifying for these guys. You take a look at this, 27.9 for Sexy Pigeon, which you said a couple laps ago. Randy, just a 10th off. And
he's coming around right now. He's going to finish his lap. He had a really good one. He goes 127.7. That is good for first.
2/10 quicker with a little under 3 minutes remaining.
Mike Oxlong is going to be calling it quits on this lap, so he's going to be sitting P3 unless Nick can pass him here. Nick currently in Sector 2 right now.
Yeah, Randy just absolutely putting some authority on it. We got yellow flags in Sector 3 as Fly-By-Night's going to swing through here.
Yeah, more. Yeah, Nick currently still on track here. A lot of drivers finishing. They're going to be we got Dave in 6th. We got Strange Place in 5th. Right now, it's
absolute pedal to the metal.
Nick was slow in Sector 1, but he's quicker in Sector 2. He's green in Sector 2. Let's see. He's got to have a really good Sector 3. Is there some wing pieces there?
Yeah, I saw that.
And Nick is going to go in! Ooh, Nick aborting. Ooh. Let's see what Carter can do. Oh, Carter is going in there. So that is Randy stealing P1 right at the last second there. I mean, literally, I think qualifying was over. Pigeon was in the pits, and Randy going to be starting P1. A advantageous spot. Might be able to get away from the chaos here.
Yeah, if he's able to get a really good launch, keep that magic mode on, as we've seen in the past. Randy absolutely putting some authority behind that lap. 2/10 quicker than Sexy Pigeon. Of course, Sexy Pigeon, our first race winner. You're going to hear that a lot. That's really all I got as far as Bahrain goes. So some notable guys that weren't able to get their visas over here. Connor Beaupre, no young Bopes.
Yep, currently having an international problem in Jamaica.
Yeah, man, bummer. I've seen the pictures.
But yeah, just terrible place to be. But wow, 2 drivers in the 127s. We have Randy leading this one in a 127.7. We also have Pigeon with a 127.9. Okay, wow. Mike Oxlong is actually going to be rounding out the podium spot here with a 128.4. 5/10 off the pace. Not far behind him is his teammate, Nick. And then P5, we got Jacques Strapp with a 128.6.
Of course, a podium prediction from you for one of the Erics. The other Eric sitting in P7. So we will see.
We have 25 laps around this place. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting race. I think we're probably gonna get a safety car off the start if I if I would have to guess.
Yeah, guys are gonna have to be real careful off the rip.
Yep. Yeah, well, especially we've been talking about this whole time, but yeah, especially just how treacherous everything is here around this course.
Speaking of treacherous, this race brought to you by Raytheon. So, this should just be an absolute blast. Really excited to get going. Thank you to Raytheon for providing us with amazing
We'd also like to thank our
hospitality.
We'd also like to thank our title sponsor, Mr. Plow. Call Mr. Plow. That's his name. That name again is Mr. Plow.
Love those trucks. Almost reminds me of a Ferrari.
The only thing with them is they're Russian made, so you got to put it in H. As you got a new follow. Deji, thank you for the follow. I hope I pronounced that right. We got some interesting tire choices here here on the formation lap. We got Randy on the mediums. We have Pigeon on the softs. So going for the he's gonna get
Randy having issues at the start.
Yeah, it looks like all right. Well, we got Pigeon on the softs. We got Mike on the mediums. We got Nick on the mediums. We have Eric, USA Eric, on the softs. Strange Place also on the softs. So Red Bull's going dual strategies here by the looks of it. And we have Sam, we have Texas Red, and then we didn't catch the last one there, but we're going to look at our standings here. We got Nick in P1 with leading the Drivers' Championship with 18 points. Austin not far behind with 15. And Red Bull, Jockstrap in P3 with 12 points there. Peter Gasoline not far behind in 10. Sage asking, what is this? This is our racing league.
Oh, it's David. It's David, my buddy David. What is up? My lovely compadre, GT Racer. This is the the best league next to the feeder series, which is known as F1. So this is the Buster Racing League, brought to you by Dave and myself. And we have a great time every Sunday nights. Some of the premier drivers are on track right now, and we're having a good time.
Getting our formation lap just done. We're coming around now, and yeah, coming into these spots, we are almost gonna be ready to be racing here. What game is this? Well, some would say this isn't a game. This is real life, but this is F1 23.
The amount of effort and practice that these guys put in, this is life. So
this is life. Look, man, these championships mean a lot. Because there is real money on the line that these guys are racing for here.
This is close to F1. I did do a racing league called F1 before. F1 Racing. You would have really appreciated that. Also, welcome in Andrew, my former teammate from McLaren. Poor guy, had to deal with me.
Shout out Andrew, one of our reserve drivers currently.
Sad.
Very sad.
Very sad.
Very sad.
A couple DSQs so far. Jacques Stratton, Dave, Canadian Eric.
Not quite getting lined up just the right way. We're gonna ride along with Nick though, who's sitting in P4. We're gonna watch this race start. We are off racing here. Looks like Pigeon got a really good start. He's gonna take P1 immediately coming into turn 1. Can we get through this pretty cleanly? It looks like we sort of do. We got a Ferrari. Is that a Ferrari? Or no, I think that... Oh, is that an Alpha? That is an Alpha. Oh, man.
Oh, and Darkness. Darkness and Azmat Bogota, we talked about Coach earlier.
Yeah. We got a virtual safety car.
VSC. And this is lining up nicely for the Haas guys, making little jumps. Also, there was some rubbing with Strange Place and Carter, Kenny Blankenship, off the start as well as they were going under that bridge. So,
oh, that's a tough one. So we're on full on safety car. I thought we got through turns 1 and 2 pretty smooth there. Apparently not. Unfortunately, 2 drivers out of this race now.
Asmat Bogotov is still in it, but he's got a series number.
Oh yeah, sorry. And front wing is damaged, unfortunately.
Missing, actually, completely.
So yeah, we to a safety car we go. Not even through a couple turns, and
you know, like I said, these guys, they push it to the absolute limit, which is what makes them premier. And unfortunately, they push it to the limit sometimes when other cars are on track. So
we'll see who lost out here. Randy, it says he dropped 2 places, but he actually dropped a spot. Mike also dropped a spot to his teammate, so Nick is sitting P3. Eric, with the Jordo's Driver Academy, hopping up to P5. He gains 2 places. Looks like Jacques Strapp dropped 2. Dave, I believe, just dropped 1. Carter is up a place. So we got some shuffling.
Yeah, corners 1 and 2 provided us with some really argy-bargy racing. Unfortunately, it ends up resulting in a little bit of a safety car. So, and we're looking at tires. You were talking about that early on the formation lap. Got a lot of guys going mediums. Leader right now, Sexy Pigeon on softs. And how long are the softs good for? About
probably 3 or 4 laps.
Oh wow, okay.
It's not a lot. Tire deck is really high around here. You know, the good news for Asmat is, you know, if you're gonna get a penalty, he can erase that one immediately with the safety car, which he just did. Yep. So he's got a new wing. He's got new tires,
and he's got a fan in the chat.
That is right.
Get that, yeah.
Well, safety car is rolling around, and we'd like to remind you that this safety car is brought to you by the Jordo's Bizarre Podcast, your one-stop shop for anime, available where you get your podcasts.
I definitely thought Pigeon was going to go right into the back for my lander.
He is driving it pretty close. You know, that McLaren's pretty close to Randy there, which is Nick. I'm sure. I wonder if he's trying to play mind games with Randy a little. Like, hey, motherfucker, yeah, I mean, I'm in your mirrors.
Right now, Pigeon holds the key to the start of the race once the safety car period is over. So
we Oh, it looks like, you know what, our safety car sponsor is finally getting some interest. Yes, the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure podcast. They talk about all things anime, so if you're into anime, that is the podcast to check out. Thankfully, they very graciously, they sponsor our safety car, and we are glad to have them aboard as a partner.
Do we have a link?
No.
Oh. Hey, Jordo, since you're in the chat, if you want to drop a link to where we can listen to your podcast, whether it be on Audible or wherever you get your other podcasts, that would be great.
Well, the podcast is available wherever you do get podcasts. As we see Carter going into the pits. Wonder if he needs
a little bit of strategy call here.
Wonder if he's gonna need a new wing. Let's see here. We're gonna ride along with him.
Looks like just a tire change.
And he is hopping on the mediums. Maybe. Oh no, he is getting a new wing.
Yep. Also, David, we have a Gunther, our very gracious trackside reporter, way better than Crofty, or excuse me, the Ted guy.
Yeah, Ted sucks.
Ted sucks. Gunther is goated. He's always on the track getting the latest scoops. Give us a follow on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's Gunther. It's at Gunther _BRLF1. He's got the scoops. He's got the news.
He's got the scoops.
He's got the bitches.
He's got the power. Yeah.
Well, you know, the good news is on a safety car restart, all the cars will be bunched, you know, in single file. So
we're gonna get a heater again.
Yeah.
Now the key for these guys is to get it going cleanly again, because as the old saying goes, safety cars breed safety cars. So
yep.
These guys really got to make sure this is kind of their chance to get a little bit of a redo, which you don't get a lot in racing. So take the redo and go clean through turns 1 and 2.
We will have to keep our eye towards the back of the field with the start. or with the restart rather, as the safety car will be coming in by the looks of it on this lap, so we will be back to racing soon. As you see drivers now getting a little wiggly out on track, getting those tires warmed up. The Haas's, by virtue of cars pitting, are now in P11 and P12, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on them.
He gained 3 spots, according to the data that I have here in front of me. So, again, that Quali strat really paying off, and now it's all up to Pigeon.
Here we go. We're back to racing. Oh, it was a terrible start for Jacques Strap there. Too much of a gap. So this top 5 is just gonna pull away. You can see that time loss there is over 2 seconds.
And Strange Place looking for a move on Dave here. And he's going to get it done on the inside.
Oh, Dave defending. Oh, and there's some bumpage there.
Bump.
Doesn't look like there's any wing damage there. Oh, Carter is out.
No. Carter.
We have another safety car. God, I didn't even see what happened to Carter.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. I was glued to the Dave Strange Place battle.
Oh, man. Well, we got another safety car. Now, you know, we've done... we technically haven't even done a single lap of racing.
Safety cars breed safety cars. I mean, those first 3 or 4 corners are really intense. So, I mean, you know, I get it. But, yeah, man, oh, man, oh, man.
Oh, man, oh, man.
Oh, man.
You know, I completely missed that the lap timer wasn't even on, but we haven't really had a need for it.
Yeah, we're at 4 out of 25.
So far, had a really good start here.
This, I mean, the top 5, top 6. Now, the one thing is that this absolutely saves American Eric Jockstrap and LA Kings Dave from getting swallowed up from Strange Place. Strange Place had an incredible launch after the safety car, took advantage, and of course we saw LA Kings Dave and Strange Place kind of touch a little bit.
Yep.
But it looked pretty
Yeah, look. Oh, yeah. I don't think it'd be any more than a racing incident there.
Yep. Incident.
Oh, we got multiple drivers. Looks like they were dropping into the pits. We're gonna have Strange Place here going into the pit, or Jacques Strap going into the pits rather. Who else? We got Mike Oxlon going into the pits. Interesting.
Tire changes. Because Eric is on the softs.
It's like
looks like
Jacques Strap going on the mediums.
Position loss, but he could gain it back in the pit lane later.
Mike Oxlong needed a wing change.
Rough. I wonder if he got tangled up somewhere.
Must have.
He might have gotten tangled up with Carter.
Could be. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Of course, this safety car. Once again, brought to you by JoJo's Bizarre Podcast. Is that what it's called?
The Jordo's Bizarre Podcast.
Yep. I'm not hip with the lingo, so we gotta for Jeddah. I think we have to have about 6 safety car sponsors lined up. every Jeddah race.
Right.
This one is, of course, this one's brought to you by Noobs Are Us. Great place to learn. I think a safety car sponsored by Noobs R Us is pretty on point, pretty on brand. But Noobs R Us, run by my buddy Jeremy, does a fantastic job of teaching people that are new to sim racing how to sim race. Does a bunch of stuff in Assetto Corsa, Assetto Corsa Competizione, a bunch of stuff. That's where David is from. That's where I know David from. So big shout out to those guys.
I would just like to mention that Haas is now up to 9 and 10, so they're officially in the points,
which is incredible for not even qualifying.
Yeah, so. Didn't even qualify. I think they're playing this. I think if you're not, I think this is probably the second smartest strategy behind qualifying P1, so you can avoid the mess behind.
Yeah, and I mean, even then, Randy Fly By Night and Pigeon have done a good job racing each other. I am interested once they get the parts, the body parts of Carter's car, not of Carter, of Carter's car off the track, then we should see some really good racing between these top 3. And Randy coming out of nowhere. He got new equipment over the off season. So a little bit of an upgrade package, some new mechanics in the garage and stuff. So I'm really liking what Randy has brought to that McLaren team.
McLaren
thus far,
wanting to be competitive here. Obviously, you know, but yeah, Randy, you know, well, and when Randy joined last year too, I mean, he immediately showed pace. So it's nice to see that he's a full-time member racing with us.
Yeah, love to see it.
Officially in his second year, technically, because he did become full-time, I think, pretty early on in the season, if I remember right.
Last season?
Yeah, last season.
Was it also with McLaren last season?
He was, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But this year, racing with Jake Dow, who is not here.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
There are a lot of guys, a lot of drivers that, of course,
had some visa
boycotted this race.
Yeah, you know, they boycotted this race and had visa issues, not because of what they did, just Saudi Arabia being Saudi Arabia.
One of them was mad that Raytheon was the title sponsor. So it's kind of an interesting little turn of events. We won't say who, but
you know, all drivers here are pretty outspoken about LGBTQ rights, and Saudi Arabia not too happy with that. But you know, the BRL said, "Hey, if you want money, then you're gonna let us run this race here."
You know what? I just cashed my check. I don't know about you. So.
Anyway, we'd also like to take this time to say that trans rights are human rights. As a safety car,
everything that we just said was a
joke. But safety car is going to be coming in this lap, so we can see drivers once again getting their tires warm. Let's
also to answer David, it's equal performance, but they have setups. Everybody has setups and whatnot. So
here we go. We are going to be back to racing. We're going to ride along with Randy here. You see, he's got that overtake on. Catching up to Pigeon. Got a little bit of separation from the top three right now.
Yeah, they're in a league of their own. Canadian Eric in P4.
Oh, gets a little squirrely coming out of turn 2.
Ooh, a little bit of oversteer there. Not what you want to see, and scaring LA Kings Dave a little bit.
Dave Curley sitting P5. Let's check up on Texas Red. He's got a Haas right behind him. We got Austin right here, but Austin, I think, is going to be pretty content to kind of wait this one out. You really got to be careful.
He's gunning it.
He's gunning it, but man, you got to be really careful where you make your moves and be selective. And here we go.
Gonna maybe think about the outside.
He was maybe thinking about it, but it just wasn't there. Here we got. I think if Austin's going to have a chance, he's going to have it here.
Yeah, let's see if there's maybe an inside line.
Red screws up a little bit on that turn. Nelson's not able to take advantage, though.
Oh, it drops back just a little bit, and now he's within shouting distance of his teammate, Jacques Strapp and Peter Gasoline. Oh, Jacques Strapp
getting in there.
Wow, takes two of them. A little Danny Rick action there. A little bit newer tires, new boots.
Yep.
On that Red Bull.
Jacques Strapp getting real racy, and Austin, I think, going to do the good teammate thing here and let his teammate go by. Gerard now going to be on the attack.
Yeah, softer tires. Randy setting fastest lap of the session on those mediums.
We got Dave moving up to P4. We got some battling here between Randy and Pigeon. Pigeon getting the elbows out a little bit, defends like a lion. Here we go. Oh, Randy looking inside is not going to have it. Randy with not the great exit. Now here comes Nick.
Sniffing that rear wing.
Oh, Randy going wide.
That's 2.
Oh, that's
3.
2. Oh, boy.
Oh. Lines.
Yeah.
Definite lines moment.
Yeah, imagine that's probably going to be a warning on his end there.
No illegal overtakes, but close.
Very close.
As Texas Red did eventually get overtaken by Peter Gasoline.
Oh, Randy is just dumping battery to keep up with Pigeon now.
Yeah, there is a definite there's a definite difference in pace that Alpine has absolutely set up. We got a caution out. But we're good.
Oh, here we go. Randy making a move. They're wheel to wheel coming into this turn. Pigeon's gonna have the inside. Randy holding
so
out.
Strong.
Oh, leaves plenty of room. Randy's not gonna have it, but this is close. This is real close.
Look at these three right now. This is awesome driving from our top three. Randy with an inside look, not quite.
Not gonna have it, man. Nick is right all over him too. Randy in a really tough spot. He has to try to overtake and defend at the same time.
In all honesty, you got a nice gap to Dave. The competitiveness in Randy says, I want second. I don't know. The strategist in me says, I kind of want to take third. We got a caution in sector 1 for a pitting Haas Montana.
Austin must have spun out or had a little accident there with his wing. To Randy's benefit here, he does have the tire advantage. He is on the medium, so Pigeon's tires are going to have to be falling off here soonish. There's really only a cumulative, I would say, is probably like 2 laps of racing on there just from all the safety cars.
He does. The tire life did get extended on those softs, but like you said, he's got to be thinking about, he's got 2 guys behind him on mediums. They've got a little bit better tire, but they have the pace is the thing. So even if he pits now, Pigeon is skilled enough to be able to climb back up, and Alpine has done a fantastic job with this car so far as LA Kings Dave sits in 4th.
Really close top 3. Midfield's kind of spreading out a little bit. We got DRS, I believe, should be enabled on this lap.
I did see Randy. It is enabled.
Here we go, Randy.
The flap open.
Yep.
So Randy and Nick in a little bit of a DRS battle.
Yep. It's gonna be tough for Nick here because he's gonna he'll have DRS on Randy, but Randy's also gonna be picking up DRS from Pigeon.
Gotta love DRS. It does make things exciting for P2 and 3, but man, it really can suck the life out of P1 if it's used properly. So
got a pretty close fight here between Azamat and Texas Red here. This is a battle for P9.
Yeah, trying to stay in the points, trying to stay relevant. And Strange Place and Eric. Strange Place overtook Canadian Eric with ease, and his teammate Jacques Strapp looking for a move on Canadian Eric. Maybe down the inside, trying to not bonk into each other, and then Peter Gasoline right behind him as well.
Right there as well, yeah.
Jeez, nice little mid-pack fight here.
Some really nice battles going on as we got Nick trying to go on the outside of Randy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, Nick.
What a set.
Man, Nick going P2 on that move there. Because we got Jacques Strapp.
That was
overtaking Eric there. Oh, gets a little squirrely. He and Gerard are now wheel to wheel. They look like they touched a little bit.
Gotta be careful.
Oh boy, they're going wheel to wheel. Eric coming around on the outside of here, and Gerard, he's gonna. Well, no, he's not gonna have it. He went a little wide, missed his turn-in point there.
Also, Randy hitting the pits.
Randy making the early pit call. Oh, it looks like Eric also gonna be making Canadian Eric and Peter Gasoline gonna be heading into the pits.
And I got a radio call from Randy after that Nick overtake.
I just shit myself.
Wow.
I mean, I would too. In all honesty, that was an incredible move. So, nice job to come in, for sure.
We have drivers getting new tires. Randy going on the hards. Nick still battling with Pigeon here. Very close and within striking distance.
Yeah, Nick definitely going to be. I think he's probably going to be a little bit more relaxed on Pigeon than he was on Randy, because of the tire compound battle here.
Oh, Nick looking inside a little bit. Now he's going outside. Nick's at DRS. Here we go.
There we go. It turns into the outside.
Oh, wow. What an overtake by Nick right on the outside there.
Wow. Sparks flying in Jeddah, and it's not just the missiles across the way. Wow. Nice work.
All right, here comes Pigeon. Pigeon with DRS now. He's gonna try to take the outside of Nick here. He's late braking. Oh, they touch a little. They touch Martin.
They touched. Wow, no way.
And Pigeon now going to go into the pits.
Yeah, those tires have got to be roasted right now.
Woo-wee.
Oh, I knew he was gonna get a speeding in the pit lane.
Oh no! Oh
he was
no!
going race pace. The Marshall there. And this is now a easy drive for Nick. I think I had Nick winning or on the podium in my bets.
Nick is going to have to pit. He is 11 laps on those mediums. Same with Dave, who's currently sitting P2 right now. Randy on fresh tires. Pigeon on fresh tires now. Ozma going into the pits. He's will be on fresh tires.
I also got Canadian Eric, taking over Strange Place. Eric on some soft tires. I thought it was the battle of the Erics. I was incorrect. Strange Place is not Eric.
Strange Place sticking to him.
Earlier, so. Yeah, he's trying to keep that gap under a second.
Oh, we see Eric going a little wide there.
Oh, lines, buddy.
Lines. Oh,
lines. Of course, Eric, very, very adamant about lines. Always making comments to other drivers about their driving line.
Yeah, makes it you know,
the pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah, interesting.
Tonight. Peter Gasling getting some good points in 8th right now. That sexy Pigeon penalty definitely helps out. He's actually in 7th. Oh, Pigeon just bonked the wall.
Oh, Pigeon, his race slowly starting to come unfolding here a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have to see what that means as far as suspension goes. That wall hit was a little bit of a bonk. So, of course, the BRL car is a lot more sturdy than the feeder league known as F1. So,
oh boy, Pigeon and Eric, they're getting real close. Pigeon gonna have another run in here with DRS. You see Eric trying to dodge it there a little bit. And Pigeon's gonna Strange Place. God, I kept saying Pigeon. Strange Place here. Gonna get the move done at turn 1.
Bad exit. Really bad exit.
Yeah, Eric's coming back at it. Oh, they're getting close.
Oh, Strange Place. Wall?
Go tell me he has to give that back.
Okay. Where are you, kiddo?
In team chat, probably.
Yep.
You got Mike here, coming up on Jacques Strap. This is the battle for P3. As we see here, Jacques Strap. You know, both these guys actually have same age tires here.
And we got a great steward today, Michael Massey.
Oh, is he here?
Yes, yeah. You just just popped in to let Strange Place to give the position back to Eric, and Eric now backing up that big old Ferrari rump. And this overtake is going to be a good one. Nice job there by Strange Place. Sexy Pigeon set the fastest lap of the race. Not by much, though. Gerard just had one. So
you see that time slowly start to dwindle here as the cars get lighter from all the fuel use. And, of course, the track getting a little rubbered in a little more. Probably more of that grip.
Texas Red, always a fan of grip. But Texas Red hitting the pits. He is now on a set of mediums.
We're watching this battle between Mike and Jacques Strap. This is a battle for P3.
Man, Strange Place and Eric just keep going after each other. Eric has used about half of his battery, where Strange Place is sitting about 14%. So, and Eric got to stay on the track.
Yeah, Eric's struggling, and now look who's here. Austin.
Knock, knock.
Austin's going to be getting involved in this. Oh, boy.
Lots of battery, lots of DRS.
We're going to watch from Austin's perspective here of these two. Oh, Eric having some trouble braking there.
I think Eric's going to give it up.
Yep.
Nice job there by Eric, who's had just struggled with track limits. Little Sergio Perez.
Oh, boy. He wanted to attack Austin there, but just wasn't there. Oh, and Eric really struggled.
I hate to laugh at you, buddy. I know you're struggling out there, but yeah, that was That was a lines moment. For
We
sure.
got more drivers going to the pits. Dave going to the pits. Nick going into the pits. Jacques Strap going into the pits. So Mike currently
A little bit of a parade.
currently leading this race, but Mike still needs to pit as well. Randy, so Randy is effectively P1 here. Once Mike does make his pit stop,
would be huge for Randy after getting attacked essentially by an Alpine and that Aston Martin early on. So, you know, he was just having a knife fight in a phone booth early, and now it's going to look like a pretty semi-easy win.
got Osmot sitting in P11 here, trying to get to P10. Coming after Jacques Strap. Jacques Strap on fresher tires though. There's some glitching out. That was weird. Now, do you see that?
Do I see what?
I think Eric just completely glitched out on my screen, and now he's behind Osmot. I don't know if he crashed or something.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird stuff. But anyway,
you know,
back to the race.
This race brought to you by Ant-Man Quantumania.
Yeah, I'd be remiss to not mention Peter Gasling currently sitting P4 and Haas Montana in P8. So
that's huge for the team championship.
And the Haas's started dead last. They were the very last two cars on the grid, and they are sitting in the points right now. You know, Austin currently on the attack. He is behind Strange Place, although he's dropping out of DRS range.
Oh, and Gerard with a fake pit. That was a little cheeky. I'm not sure Nick is going to be super happy about that, as Nick is currently right behind him. Those guys have battled it out before.
Oh boy, yep.
So yeah, there was a definite little. That was an IndyCar move if I ever saw one, for sure. Yeah, Nick really taking it to Gerard right now.
Nick is on the hard tires, but you know, Gerard. Let's see.
Interesting strategy call. First driver to take the hards. LA King's Dave also on the hards, looking for something to last the rest of the race, I assume.
Gerard's tires aren't really that old. They're only 5 laps old, but you know, Nick is just pure pace here. Nick is going to be looking to make the overtake here as he's going inside.
There we go. Right alongside, and he made it look easy coming into those long S's.
And he has DRS to get out of here, so he's going to start to pull a slight gap to Gerard here. You see the live speed popping up. Now Gerard going to have DRS. Here comes Gerard now.
300 km an hour. That is nuts.
Gerard hitting 335, 336. Oh.
Ow. Cars are built for top speed at this track, that is for sure.
Yep. Gerard going to be... Oh, Mike in the pits. So he's going to be finally making his stop.
More than likely going to see hard tires go on. Yep, we're seeing hard tires go on.
We are on lap 17 of 25 here.
And Randy essentially just has to... I mean, Randy has the win. He's got to stay within 5 seconds of Pigeon, so he can't lose any time if Pigeon ends up passing him.
Yep. Well, actually, Pigeon, I don't know, did Pigeon pit? Has Pigeon pit? Because he probably served his 5 seconds in.
He could do it, but he has not pit yet.
Oh.
Unless he chose not to take it.
Well, no, he had to pit because he was on the softs, but I don't know if he had that penalty. I guess only time will tell.
Yeah, unless he got another one.
We got Strange Place coming up here on Mike. It was a battle for P6. Mike on the hards, Strange Place on the softs, or on the mediums, excuse me.
Yep, yellow medium.
Yellow marked medium tires. Here we go.
Yeah, and Mike Oxlong was complaining about the hards earlier in practice, saying, does anybody else hate the hard tires here? And there was a pretty groan of agreement amongst the drivers that the hard tires were not awesome here. So an interesting strat, but obviously something longevity-wise is the big thing. Ooh, big lockup by Randy going into T1.
Ooh. Strange Place, still not able to get around Mike. But he has yet another DRS zone to try to get this move done.
Defending really well. kind of sticking the car in the middle of the track, making sure that Strange Place has no opportunity to go inside or outside of T1 there. Strange Place got a terrible exit and some oversteer coming out of that little corner complex under the bridge.
Catching up
the battle a little bit.
Catching up with the rest of our top 10, we got Osmond here sitting in P10, trying to get up to P9. Right behind that Red Bull here.
Whoa.
Ferrari needs some points here after not DNFing in Bahrain.
Not a great showing for the first track, that's for sure. Of course, one of the teams that have the longest pedigree or the most winningest pedigree, Ferrari.
We got Dave and
Ferrari
Gerard
Williams.
battling out here. Dave really on Gerard. These two made contact last race, so
they did pretty spectacularly too.
You see what we got here. Dave currently with DRS here. He's going to go on the outside of Gerard. Coming into this turn. Oh, I don't know. Gerard's defending on the inside. Dave going a little wide. He's going to box the wall.
Oh, I wonder if there's wing damage. Maybe slow him down aero-wise.
Doesn't seem to be, but Gerard with DRS is going to take this position back. You got to watch turn 1, though.
Smart move, yeah. Don't overcook it. Nice job there by Gerard.
Oh, Randy, I believe, has front wing damage. Yeah.
Just got to stay within 5 seconds.
Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. That time to Pigeon's starting to drop.
Yeah, but even then.
Yeah, Pigeon got him in his sights.
Oh, LA King's Dave taking a little bit of the shortcut there. Get a caution in Sector 1.
Oh, we got a virtual safety car.
Oh, man.
So now driver's got to slow down. This is going to make it
terrible news for Gerard. Who's off in Sector 1? I think it was Buffalo?
Yeah, Sam's in the pits.
It may have been... The VSC for right now. I don't think we'll see a full safety car.
No, it would have been deployed by now, so it's virtual for now. We have, we're back to racing now.
Oh, drive-through penalty for Canadian Air.
Oh, broke the Delta. No.
I think this happened to him last race at Bahrain. Jockstrap looking to make a move on Haas. Oh, man, they almost came together. It was a nice, clean move. What ended up being a clean move by American Eric. Still up 5 positions from being last. Haas Montana racing for Haas.
Currently P9, so still in the points. And Austin talking to him coming to this race, he's like, if I'm in the points, that's that's really
a win. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jeddah not a favorite track for Haas Montana. Not necessarily a favorite track for his teammate either, but he's doing a great job. Fly by Night, also fantastic job. Also, shout out to Fly by Night, our graphic, the BRL graphic guy. If you will.
Yes, we BRL went through a bit of a redesign, freshen things up for season 5, and Nick was the backbone of that.
Yeah, so big shout out to Nick. Love to see it.
We
did a great job.
Got Pigeon here trying to take P1 from Randy, but it is not going to happen on this run.
And Azmat Bogotov and Eric hitting the pits. Of course, Canadian Eric doing a diggity drive through.
Oh, here we go, Pigeon. He's not going to have it outside. Randy's defending inside, though. It's going to offset his line just a little bit.
And still, this is Pigeon.
Here we go, Pigeon kind of going on the outside. Oh, Canadian Eric is retiring from this session. He is officially out. We have 5 laps of racing to go. Pigeon leading this race now.
The final 5 brought to you by Jordo's Bizarre Podcast. Because I couldn't think of a wittier one.
Well, Field's Field's kind of settled in. We got five more laps to go. Pigeon already starting to pull out a gap from Randy. I think You know, it doesn't
It's got to be 5 seconds though.
It doesn't look like he has damage, but very possibly he might actually have damage on that front wing. Right now the data's saying he does have damage.
He's understeering really, really hard into those corners.
Yep.
So I would assume that there's something going on with that car. So goes to show you, no matter how much you upgrade, sometimes the race just takes a bite out of you. But yeah, it's got to be, you know, he's 1.5 right now. Man, if Pigeon can pull a 5-second gap, someone sign this man.
Get that man insane. On the team. That would be 2 race wins in a row. Of course, he is a reserve, so his points do not count in the Drivers' Championship, but they do count in the Constructors. And currently, Alpine sitting at 1-5. So nice bag load of points for them. Haas currently in P2 in the Constructors' Championship, down by 1 point. Currently sitting 4th and 9th. So it'd be good for I believe 12 points there.
And then Aston Martin 3rd and 6th. Nice little podium for Nick if everything stays the way they do. And then
2 Red Bulls.
Wow,
both Red Bulls 7 and 8.
3-second gap. Almost 4-second gap for Pigeon. Man, Randy's gonna have to.
Oh, Nick has got a penalty for corner cutting.
3-second time penalty. Oh, he's still gonna stay as it stands right now. He's still gonna stay in P3 because Gerard would have to really climb a mountain, but he's got a 5-second gap between him and Gerard. Wow.
We're gonna keep our eye on that. Gerard's got Dave going off there a little bit. Gerard, we see Gerard picking it up already, trying to close that gap.
Definitely a little bit of a rivalry between Nick and Peter Gasoline. So we'll see if Gerard always liking to play the party pooper. So if he can really rain out the parade for Fly By Night, I think that would probably give him some joy. I'm making him sound like a heel in the WWE.
You got a 33 1/3 chance of winning.
Yeah. Do you smell what Gerard is cooking? Yeah. The gap is still 5 seconds.
Yeah, Nick is starting to pull out a gap a little bit. Gerard is going slower. You see the last lap here. Nick with a 132 and Gerard about a second, not quite a second and a half off pace, but okay. Now less than a second off pace. We have 3 laps to go here.
On the gap between Fly By Night and Randy, as he's known, or so they tell us. He's called Randy. Coming down to 1.1. It was about 2 seconds before, so yeah, there's something going on with that car for sure, and Randy is muscling along. You see, as I mentioned earlier, lots of understeer. Probably not the best.
Randy just needs to survive and keep it close. 3 laps of racing left here.
Oh man, Pigeon may be able to pull out with a win with a 5-second penalty, unless something goes astronomically wrong and the commentator's curse is real in the BRL.
I believe the Red Bulls just swap places here. There's a strange place now in 7th place, or Jock Strap in 7th place. Excuse me.
Some team orders going on here.
Potentially, we got Nick closing in on Randy now. Coming into this this final sector here, Nick is going to have DRS. Randy not with a whole lot, doesn't really have a whole lot of overtake left.
Yeah.
And that's going to be pretty easy overtake here for Nick, but Randy going to try to keep it close.
Dave's got eggs on the mind, thinking about over easy. Yes, that was an over easy overtake for sure.
My brain's a little scrambled.
Oh, nice one.
Oh, Randy going on the inside. He's going to take this position back. He locks up.
Wow.
They touch a little.
They touch a little indeed. And it doesn't look like it's lost on Nick. Last lap of the race, or 2 laps left to go, excuse me. Wow. Nice defense by Randy, picking it up, even with some damage to the car. Also, I saw Glide By Night in the Twitch chat, and I was like, how is he driving and typing at the same time? Different guy. Different guy. Oh, man. Losing a lot of performance in that car. Almost coming out to the wall.
Oh, boy. It's hard to cut away from this. We got Mike really getting real close on Dave. We're going to cut to that one real quick after this little section here. Oh, here comes Nick. Oh, these boys are going. Nick's got DRS. He's gonna have the advantage here.
And there it goes. Andy giving up for now. Still got one more.
Coming up on some back markers here. You got to be careful.
Yeah, let's see.
And they get out of the way.
Both parties. It was quite a lunge.
Randy coming back at him. Oh, not gonna have it.
Oh, he was peeking on the inside, realizing the performance of the car isn't there to really make that move.
Randy's gonna have DRS again. Might see another move in turn 1 here. I don't know. He can close up. Yeah, he's looking inside for it. Not gonna have it though. Nick just a little too far ahead. Because we're on the final lap of this race.
And very smart driving by Randy there, just to recognize when it's advantageous for him to go and not try to force a move happening. That's just chef's kiss. Yeah, you take a look at this LA King Dave's battle. Man.
Coming in on here, just so close. But Dave just a little too far away to make a move on that one. But man, this is the battle for P5 here.
Yeah, Nick does have the 3-second time penalty, so it'll effectively be, as Kevin pointed out in chat, it'll effectively be Randy P2. But
I don't know. Randy's got to keep this gap. Got to keep the gap under 3 seconds though. You see, like his time's just kind of all over the place. It's fluctuating a little.
Oh man, we are on lap 25.
This is the final lap of this race. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be close.
You see, he's dropping time. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it.
We'll see here. 2.2 seconds.
We're keeping an eye on that timing right now, but Pigeon, we're going to ride along with him as he's going to be making the final turn here. Here we go. He's going to make this last turn. He's going to be coming around. And Pigeon going back to back. Going to be going back to back here with race wins. Oh yeah, he's got his 5-second penalty. But that's don't believe that's really going to matter. Randy hops up to P2 because of Nick's penalty for corner cutting there. And then we have, let's see. You got Mike coming across the line. He's going to be finishing P5. Dave finishing in P6. Jack Strap coming up from P7. Strange Place going to be making the final turn. He's going to be P9. Coming across, that checkered flag is waving. Haas Montana. You know, they started dead last and they climbed. I got it. You know, for me, I got to give the bold move of the race to Haas. You got Gerard in P4, Austin in P9. So they start out of the points. They don't even bother to qualify, and they finish in the points.
Yeah, stellar job for those guys. Just taking vibes in the quali session. Texas Red coming in 10th. Buffalo Nando Norris coming in 11th, and Azmat Bogotov in 12th. So, I mean, kudos to Haas. You got to give it to them. Bold move indeed. The Mac T, bold move of the race. Love to see it, and guy that probably really wanted to get it being Gerard. So,
well, there we go. That is our race,
and that was fantastic. That was a lot of fun. Thank you for having me. Where are we next week?
Next week we will be in lovely Australia.
Oh, man. The land down under. I love to see it.
Oh, you love to see it, mate?
Love to see it. Fair dinkum. Yeah, love Australia. It's a fun track. Should be a grand old time for these guys.
Well, we would like to thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week. As I said, we will be in Australia, same time. So thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week.
See you.